Goblin Slayer, Goblin's Crown is finally released here in the US, and so let's go ahead and discuss it. Hey, my name is Rex Raptor, and yes, last night I was able to watch the Goblin Slayer movie. Now, this did come out earlier in Japan in February, and we were probably going to be getting a limited theatrical release here in the US. However, with all the theaters being closed, it's been put onto Crunchyroll for free. Well, I mean, in addition to your premium subscription, but it's free through other means. Either way, I got to watch the movie last night. It was a pretty good one. There are a few things about it. It was pretty cool, though. I did watch it with some friends, and these friends are people who read the manga, so they have a different perspective than I have. I've just seen the anime. I did really enjoy season 1 of the anime, though, so this movie, it was pretty nice. Alright, the thing is, though, this movie's really only about an hour long. Yeah, online it says like it's, an hour, 20-something minutes, standard for a movie. However, those 25 minutes or so past an hour, that's a recap episode. Yes, the movie starts off with a recap episode of the entire series. Of course, once we saw that, we skipped right ahead to the actual movie. So the actual movie's only about an hour long. And at that point, is it a movie or just... At that point, when can you call it a movie and when does it stop being an OVA? But, point is, it's a pretty good movie. Like, the basic plot, of course, follows our heroes as they're sent to rescue, another group of heroes who's lost up in the snowy mountains. The Crown Tundra from Pokemon. Sorry, I got that on the brain. But it's your basic, I don't want to say basic, but it's very, very typical. And from what I understand, of course, this is adapting a storyline from the manga, from the light novels, so it's already out there. It's already, it's continuing along with some of the story. The main conflict, or at least, one of the major characters we're introduced to in the beginning, I believe the trailers refer to her as a noble fencer, or, fencer girl, basically. Because, this is Goblin Slayer, nobody has real names. And so she's with her adventuring party. They're sent to, solve some goblin problem up in these snowy mountains, and the rest of her group ends up getting, attacked, killed, and she ends up being taken prisoner. So Goblin Slayer and his buddies have got to go and rescue her. Well, they're notified by her parents, and so it's a pretty cool. I think that one of the coolest things, though, is that it's in a different setting. Not necessarily. They have some slightly different clothing. Of course, Goblin Slayer looks pretty standard. I guess he's got his his furry, his puffy collar, but. In being in the different setting as opposed to like the typical cave or the typical fantasy setting, they're in a snowy area, and so that's pretty neat. Of course, they end up finding one of the goblins, not nest necessarily, but one of their places, and they end up finding the fencer girl, and she ends up joining them after she recovers to take down the main area that the goblins are in, which is an older fortress which has been abandoned. Now, kind of the scary thing, though, about this movie, well, not scary thing, but is that we kind of see some of the goblins start to learn some interesting tactics. For one thing, there's an arrow that Goblin Slayer has that he made it so that it breaks off. The arrowhead breaks off after it's, it pierces somebody, and that allows him to track the goblins. However, he sees later when they infiltrate the fortress that the goblins are doing the same thing. So there's kind of some hints of maybe the goblins are learning, and especially because we see that sort of the main villain of this is a goblin paladin who's about the same height as a man. He's about the same height as Goblin Slayer. And they're seeming a little more intelligent, and so that's kind of interesting for what that might set up. Again, I don't read the manga, I don't read the light novels, so I don't exactly know whether that builds into anything specifically. It could, but the fact that it's kind of it's a little idea that's been introduced is it's interesting to see how that plays out. Of course, so it being only an hour long, you don't get as much as you'd like. From what I hear, of course, from my friends, there are a few little minor details here and there that are cut out or that are not included. I don't think that maybe they were 100, from what they say, maybe it wasn't 100% necessary, but then again, maybe to get this movie over an hour so that you don't have to have a recap episode to make it movie length, there's that. But overall, animation is good, animation's fine, music's fine. It's a lot more like, the rest of the Goblin Slayer series. And, that is kind of the thing, though, with anime movies, is that a lot of the times it kind of just feels a little more like the show. But I mean, if you like the show, if you like Goblin Slayer, which yes I do, and my friends and I do, if you like it, it's more of the same what you like it. And hopefully this received well. Hopefully it does so as well as it can, because then maybe that'll lead to a season 2 of Goblin Slayer, of which there's no news right now. But it's a pretty good movie overall. I do like, again, obviously there's going to be a battle, a final confrontation between the Goblin Slayer and the Goblin Paladin, and I do think that could have been maybe a little longer. Maybe there, again, I don't know how things play out in the manga, in the light novel, but if a little more of the rivalry during this arc, during this infiltration could have been established, that would have been neat. Oh, also, at one point, they need to disguise themselves to get in, and there is Black Armor Goblin Slayer, and it is the coolest looking thing ever. I want that as a figure so bad. I don't have a regular Goblin Slayer figure. Maybe I should get one of those first, but like, that just is such a cool looking design. But it's a cool, fun movie, and like I said, it's just more Goblin Slayer, basically. But yeah, it was fun, it was enjoyable. I think definitely it worked out a little better, honestly, for us here in the US, being able to just watch it online rather than there being limited screenings and then this and that. So that's it. But basically, it's a cool, fun movie. But anyway, if you saw the movie, let me know what you think. Obviously, there's a good chance that you might have seen it because it's available online and stuff, like I said. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below if you'd like to see me discuss anything more as far as anime goes. Hopefully we can do that, and hopefully we'll get more anime movies just put online so that they're easier to watch and to review. Let me know what do you like Goblin Slayer? Are you excited for maybe potentially a season 2 if that comes out? And what are you looking forward to for the second half of this year in terms of anime? Because we'll be discussing that here, hopefully. Anyway, if you enjoyed the content, remember to leave a like and subscribe to show your support. You can enable notifications by clicking that bell icon next to the subscribe button. This will make sure you see each new video as it comes out. And there's no squad for you to join because I don't have a squad name on this channel. But anyway, this has been Rex Raptor. Have a nice day.